So I think you can see right here, I'm at the city gate. St. Augustine was a presidio. That means it was a walled city. There was walls on 3 sides and the waterfront was the 4th wall. If you were Catholic in St. Augustine, which was everybody, you were buried inside city limits in consecrated ground. But after 1821, there was a large influx of non-Catholic residents here. And that's when they built this bad boy right here. 1821, and not a minute too soon, because that same year there was a horrible yellow fever epidemic. People were dropping like flies. There are 2 huge trenches up in the front here where they buried people at, or if you, like Grandma had a grave in here, they just dig Grandma up and put everybody down in the hole with Grandma. What happened was some of the more wealthy people here in town were able to hold back their dead for a couple of days, and they started waking up. So they realized at that point they'd made a pretty big error, and they probably buried the majority of people in here alive. So they had a little invention they brought over from Europe called Bateson's Belfry, and that's the little bell on top of the grave, and the thought was that if you jostled around, that the bell would ring. They would either have a loved one out here all night listening for the bell, or they would hire an orphan to sleep on your grave at night. Can you guys guess how many of the bells rang? They all did, because we're on the waterfront. So the wind would blow and the bell would ring, and oh my God, Grandma's alive, dig her up. She was never in good shape when they dug her up though. Maybe they should have put a snorkel in instead of a bell, huh? Here we are at the gates of the Hugenot Cemetery. You guys see this wall going all the way around it in both directions? This is a completely arbitrary wall that they put in at a later date. So all out here, this is all graveyard the whole way around, even that road right there. So if you're in that road buried, you're getting run over by horses and trolleys and everything else all day long. Something else, today it's the Hugenot Cemetery, but originally this was just the public burial ground. The name Hugenot Cemetery didn't catch on until the 1970s, and it was started by these coach drivers that drives around town here. Here we are at the back of the Hugenot Cemetery, and I think you can see this gate right here, and that is an entrance gate. How do I know? Because the exit's that way.